Hawaii?
Yeah, it was a good series. You know, certainly the expectations going in with an experienced group, and I think to kick off the season we'll have that advantage over some college programs because of all the returning athletes that have been through the wars and been to Hawaii before. And, you know, he was a man over there, JJ. They were calling him the Rainbow Killer because his 3 years over there were spectacular. And they've got kind of a new roster. Actually, I think their team, in some aspects, the way we look at it, was a little more complete in some areas that they were deficient last year. And so I couldn't be more pleased with a lot of things that went on. You know, the quality of the behavior and the choices and the distractions that a place like Hawaii brings to the table. And, some of our guys got caught being good to a lady in an airport. So beyond the 4-0 record and the 1 charged error and the 11 walks and the guys' offensive production, Daryl Hunter's story of 2 outings of very necessary relief, and his story of where he came from and his hiccups here. It was just an all-around good trip. Hopefully it continue to build on that.
Is there any one aspect of that 4-game series that surprised you or showed up more than you thought it would be as far as the ball?
The catching. I made it known to you guys that the catching is probably our area of development that we'll be watching very closely. And between Chase and Graham, we split it up almost evenly, and they were spectacular. And it wasn't on a carpet where they were challenged more significantly to have a good blocking performance on balls in the dirt. They didn't do so well here on our field turf, and that's a dirt home plate area. And they managed the game, worked with the pitchers, worked with me, handled the running game, and performed beyond our expectations, which was a great plus for us.
Considering you got the sweep, do you need to temper the team's excitement at all, or does this team not need to be done with that?
Well, I think we have enough guys that know it's an endurance race, not a sprint. It's not a finish line that we came back 4-0 and probably got some accolades with the rankings and expectations. And the next couple series are against old family members of mine. You know, the entire Loyola Marymount staff is ex-players of mine and colleagues of mine, and of course the Cal State Board relationship. Both of those series will be significant tests, and then of course after that Vanderbilt. So I think we've got enough experience in our coaching staff and players that we're not going to look backwards. We're going to look up to today's practice, what can we get better at, and that's really the initiative as you play too. With 60 games in 14 weeks, you don't get a lot of practice opportunities. This is one of those weeks that we don't have a midweek game, thank goodness. So your development comes from batting practice routines and into outdoor routines within the ball game, and so you know, our objective is to try to improve each and every day and each and every inning, and I think we'll get support from our leadership core that's been through it before.
Those matchups against some of those in the fold. Do you look forward to those in particular? Would you prefer to avoid them if possible, just because of the emotions that might crop up?
Well, we scheduled the game. You know, I even talked to Coach Gill this morning on the way in here, and I'd love to see my old colleagues and players, and love to see compare our programs to theirs. It's almost, you know, certainly you hope, and you're selfish, and you hope that you come out as a successful team. But I'm not one to want to impose losses and stress on my friends and people that I love. So. But we do choose to schedule those type of teams. So Coach Gill started this whole venture with me up here. Some of the young men that are still, J.J. Alfredo is a kid that he had a lot to do with me. And so, and then of course Coach Kirby, when we get to the Fullerton deal, some of our junior class is directly all of his efforts. So, you know, it's kind of like, I suppose, playing basketball, you know, I've said this before, playing basketball with your brothers and trying to pick a career and then it's an end, shake hands, and hug each other. And
Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
Armand gets Armand.
Yeah, it's a, I guess, a lighter version of that, a lot lighter version of that.
How about Patrick? His progression back after taking the 2 years off. What did you think about him this week, and what have you thought about him building up to that?
Well, we have a lot of high expectations for Steven. He had a very solid freshman year, and then went on his church mission and came back and had it look like he hadn't missed a beat. Swinging the heck out of the bat in the fall, and we expected that. When you come back from a church mission, you come back as a real man. Not in the sport, but as a human being. He was already very mature as a freshman. So we expected him to really add something, and he tweaked his shoulder that he had actually hurt coming into his freshman year in weight training. And it kind of set him back a little bit with the type of swing and finish and follow through in the swing. And we actually sat him one day at Hawai'i, you probably noticed. And we're not sure he's totally 100%. He has no pain and there's no threat of injury, hopefully. And so I think he's going to continue to get better as the season goes on and add a lot to it.
Ceiling's pretty high for that.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't get so good that we lose him after to the draft. That's the pitch to the age thing. Steven's a good hitter, and we expect him to put up some significant numbers. It makes the balance and toughness to our lineup even deeper than last year.
Talking about a guy coming back from the mission and being mentally and emotionally mature, but some guys don't always come back physically and ready to jump right back in. You know, in my experience with the football team, sometimes guys will show up and even like year almost to get themselves back in.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was tremendously successful with his strength. He had lost 20 pounds. I was actually on family vacation over the summer when we first came back to the States, and I challenged his mom to put the weight back on him. And of course, that's a slow process. You don't want to just put Horton kind of weight on. I'm good at putting weight on, so I can help him with that.
So was it by the time the fall rolled around, did you feel pretty good about where he was back physically then?
Yeah. Okay. After the first couple weeks of practice, he looked like the old Steve. Like I said, he had a tremendous fall. He was ranked very high in our ranking of hitters, and then he kind of hit a little bit of a slide when he came back.
Coach, pitching staff really impressive in Hawaii. Same rotation going forward in this series as well. And who really stuck out to you?
Well, we had a lot of guys. Joe Hunter I already mentioned, and him coming out of nowhere, wanting a chance, and for us to go to him in those critical situations. Garrett Clevenger's development from the fall until putting him into that setup role, got thrown into the fire and gave us two quality outings. So one